Good morning, folks, and welcome to Just Omer. And my name is Omer Ahern Jr., and I am a Grafton County, New Hampshire County Commissioner. And this is my periodic report to the people of Grafton County and beyond. And so I appreciate your listening, and I want to thank the folks here at PBTV in Plymouth for making this opportunity available to me so I can get the information about what's going on in Grafton County government and what's going on at the Grafton County complex in North Haverhill out to the people. So again, as I said, I'm Omer Ahern Jr., one of the Grafton County Commissioners, and I'm a County Commissioner from District 3, which represents the towns on the eastern and southern part of Grafton County. I serve with two other folks. I serve with County Commissioner from District 1, Wendy Piper, and she is elected from the towns of Hanover, Lebanon, and Enfield. And then we also serve with Commissioner Martha McLeod from she's somewhere up around the Littleton area. Sorry, Commissioner McLeod. And she's the District 2 County Commissioner, and she serves the towns of northern Grafton County and western Grafton County. And Commissioner McLeod is the clerk of the Board of Commissioners, so that means she gets to sign off on every invoice that the county pays out every week. So that's a kind of an extra special job. It's a time-consuming job. I've been clerk for 2 or 3 years, and so I know what it's like to sit there and sign off on invoices in a stack of papers, 3 to 4 inches thick. Things ranging from purchasing lawnmowers to purchasing paper to paying bills for inmates to get their free medical care. From you folks that are taxpayers here in Grafton County. So as county commissioners, we are statutorily responsible for the operations and maintenance of the county nursing home. Grafton County has a 135-bed county nursing home. Unfortunately, because of staff shortages due in part to the COVID-19 issues that we had over the last 2.5 years, we're not fully staffed, although the nursing shortage is a nationwide challenge right now. We are also responsible for the operations and the maintenance of a correctional facility. We have a 150-bed county correctional system, jail, house of correction, and the people that are sentenced to the house of correction, the county house of correction, the maximum sentence that they can be sentenced for is 1 year and 1 day. Anything above that the courts want to sentence someone to, they have to serve their time in the state prison. State prison there are 2 locations here in New Hampshire, state prison in Concord and the New Hampshire State Prison up in Berlin. The third aspect of Grafton County government that the county commissioners are responsible for is the Grafton County Farm. And Grafton County is the last county in New Hampshire to still have an active working dairy farm and vegetable farm. So, and we also have a 700-plus acre woodlot. And in fact, we are getting ready, the county is getting ready to do a timber cut that was supposed to have been done 1.5 years ago, but for various reasons, it hasn't gotten done. So we're waiting for the timber cut to probably commence in the winter months here at the end of 2023 into 2024. And our county forester, Jim Frone, who works through UNH Cooperative Extension, is going to be managing that timber cut for the county. Jim is a licensed forester, and that's, from my point of view, also as a tree farmer, I have a certified tree farm here in Plymouth. I really think it's a good idea to have any timber cuts on your timberland to be supervised by a licensed forester. So those are the three main things that we're responsible for. The county commissioners are elected for the most part now every 2 years, although once every election cycle, one of the three commissioners is elected to a 4-year term, so that there's never going to be what I call a board that could be completely wiped out in one election cycle. That there will always be some institutional memory available at the end of an election cycle here in Grafton County. The county commissioners meet about once a week, usually on Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock up at the county facility up in North Haverhill, New Hampshire. And our meetings start at 9 o'clock. And every week we have a different group of either department heads or elected officials that report to the county commissioners. County commissioners are, when I talk about we're responsible for the management of the nursing home, the jail, and the farm, but we're also responsible for putting together a budget for the county register of deeds, the county treasurer, and the county sheriff's office. So all of these elected officials, constitutional elected officials, have to present their proposed budgets to the commissioners, and the commissioners decide what will be going into the county budget, and then the commissioner's proposed budget is what is then sent over to the county delegation. County delegation being all of the folks that are elected state representatives from within Grafton County. And ultimately, the county delegation has to vote and approve the county budget as proposed by the county commissioners. Now, they have a deadline. If the county delegation, state reps, do not either approve or disapprove of the budget within a certain period of time before the beginning of the fiscal year, and our fiscal year in Grafton County starts on July 1st, if the delegation has not approved or disapproved of the budget but before that date, then the commissioner's proposed budget then becomes the default budget. Doesn't happen very often where the delegation doesn't approve or make some changes to the budget. And so the delegation can also add expenses to the budget, and they can also reduce the expenses in the budget. Fortunately, the county commissioners' budgets have been pretty much okayed by the county delegation, and sometimes the county delegation makes some minor changes. But I think the most important thing for those of you who are taxpayers within Grafton County is that for the third year in a row, for the fiscal year that just started on July 1st, there has been no increase in the Grafton County tax rate. Now, Grafton County taxes have no impact on your municipal taxes, your town or city taxes, and it has no impact on the school taxes. And right now, it's all pretty obvious that the municipal taxes, town and city taxes, keep going up every year, and the school taxes keep going up every year. But we're trying to work very hard at the county level, to keep your taxes low or at least from going up. So again, as I said, the county commissioners meet at least once a week. During the budget season, though, we're meeting 2 or 3 times a week. 1 week for our regular commissioner duties, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. And then the 1 or 2 other meetings would be budget preparation, meeting with department heads, elected officials, to find out what they feel they need for their budgets in terms of staffing and equipment. And the big thing, the big thing that's really mind-blowing to me is the amount of technology that the county has to buy. And unfortunately, a lot of the technology, it doesn't last very long. And it's very, very disappointing when a department head or an elected official comes in and says, okay, I got to replace this technology, whether it's for the internet or for their computers or for the HVAC system, the jail cells in the House of Correction. When that scientific and information technology goes to pieces, we've got to replace it. And it's very, very, disappointing to see how much money the county has to spend every year on replacing those things. And as much as we try to address that issue, it just keeps coming back, keeps coming back, keeps coming back. So the commissioners, I'm going to talk about the meeting that we had a couple of weeks ago, August 15th. Started out at 9 o'clock in the morning up at the county complex up in North Haverhill. And we always start out with the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation's flag, to our republic. And the first item on the agenda was a report from the county sheriff, Jeff Stiegler, and he had a couple of guests with him. The police chief of the town of Grafton and one of his officers who is a retired police chief from another town here in Grafton County. And there was a request for the county commissioners to give authority to the county sheriff to sell to the town of Grafton Police Department one of the sheriff's cruisers that we were going to be trading in for a new cruiser. This is another one of those things that is very troubling to me, that we have all these motor vehicles that have to be replaced, sometimes every 2 or 3 years. But there was one sheriff's vehicle that had some, equipment, law enforcement equipment on it, that the sheriff had been talking with the town of Grafton about. And so after some lengthy discussion among the commissioners and asking questions of the High Sheriff, Sheriff Stiegler, and Chief Briggs, and Officer Frank, and asking some very probing questions, the commissioners did make a decision to sell the cruiser with most of the law enforcement equipment on it to the town of Grafton. One of the things that we took into consideration was that by selling it to the town of Grafton taxpayers are going to be saving money, and we probably got a little bit more than if we traded that cruiser sheriff's vehicle in for a new vehicle. So it was a win-win situation. The next person on the agenda on the 15th of August was Jim Oakes, who is the maintenance superintendent. And Mr. Oakes is a veteran of serving our country in the military. And he's been with us for quite a number of years at Grafton County. And he's responsible for, the upkeep of the buildings, the HVAC systems, plowing during the winter, maintaining the lawns, and so on and so forth. And again, this is one of those departments where the equipment, after a certain number of years, it wears out and needs to be replaced. But, Jim does a very good job with his maintenance staff to keep our, all of our things running as smoothly as possible, keeping the grounds look good. And it's really not an easy job. Plus, the employment situation in this country is such that, the maintenance department has a hard time finding new people to come in and work in the maintenance department. But the folks that we have there, I think do a very, very good job, all things considered. So we thank Jim Oakes and his maintenance department for the work that they do. Jim just oversaw the repaving of most of the county parking lots up there at the county complex, just off of the Dartmouth College Highway there on the way to Woodsville. And that was a multi-week process, but certainly, we're going to have no more problems for a few years with, potholes and things like that. So, again, the only other thing I want to mention is all of the reports from these elected officials and our department heads, these are all available with the minutes on the county website. So if you go to the Grafton County website, you go to the commissioners page, and then you'll see the minutes of the commissioners' meetings and the written reports of all of the department heads and the elected officials are attached to those minutes. The next item on the agenda for the 15th of August there was an intergovernmental transfer agreement that basically involves the fact that Grafton County is responsible for a part of the federally owned White Mountain National Park up there, and so there's an agreement between the feds and Grafton County as to how we're going to keep an eye on things. There's a highway that goes through there. Our sheriff's department is involved a little bit with that, so that's an agreement that has to be signed every couple of years. There was a resignation from the County Broadband Committee. That committee, the County Broadband Committee, has been in operation now for almost 2 years, and because one of the members, her underlying job as the administrator of one of the towns in Grafton County, her job changed, and so she needed to pay more attention to that job, and so she resigned as a member of the Broadband Committee. We're very sorry to lose her. She did say that if there was, some things that maybe she could help with, to let her know, and I am sure we will certainly let her know. Karina Parks, she's the one that resigned. We're going to miss her in that role, but she's still in Grafton County, working for one of our towns here in Grafton County. The next item on the agenda that the commissioners had to deal with was one of the ARPA applications, the request for money. One of the small businesses that had made an application for ARPA funding that we did a couple of months ago for the small businesses, for the municipalities, and for nonprofit groups in Grafton County. This applicant had a little challenge with some of the formalities required by state, and so we gave that person an opportunity to reapply with an amended application. So these are some of the things that we're dealing with there. With regard to the county property, hunting season is going to be coming up, and there's been a question about access to the county woodlot for hunting, and we do not allow any motor vehicles to go on up beyond the parking area at the cross the road from the nursing home. People have to, if they're going to go hunting, they leave their cars or trucks down by the road, well off the road, so the cars aren't in danger or the trucks aren't in danger, but they have to walk up the hill to get to the 700-acre woodlot. So we did make one little change on that. If someone is handicapped and cannot walk up the little hill, then they should check with the county administrator, Julie Libby, and again, her phone number is on the county website, to see what is available to allow people that do have some of these physical challenges. And we're going to be having a recognition dinner for some of our employees on September 19th, thanking them for the work that they do. So that's pretty much what happened at our meeting on August 15th. The meeting, there goes my throat, excuse me. The commissioners did meet on this past Tuesday, and again, at 9 o'clock in the county commissioners conference room. We started out with the Pledge of Allegiance as usual. First report on the agenda was from Ed Wargo. He is with the county's information technology department, and he made a report talking about where we are in terms of making sure all of the technical things within the county complex are properly done. You know, that the county attorney's office has access to the computer systems and be able to access the courts throughout the state of New Hampshire and beyond. And so he gives us quite a technical report. And so Ed Wargo is with SNS, and we appreciate the work that he does. Then the second item on the agenda was from the director of the Alternative Sentencing Program. The director is Nicole Mitchell, and she gives a monthly report. And the Alternative Sentencing Department was set up because of the need to sometimes allow people that have come into conflict with the law that really may not need to be incarcerated for what they've done, but they do need to have some refocusing of some of the things that they do that get them into trouble with the law, whether it's alcohol related or illegal drugs related or mental health issues. The Alternative Sentencing Program is there for a judge to give someone a chance to go through the Alternative Sentencing Program, whichever program is appropriate, rather than putting them in jail right away. If they do not properly complete the Alternative Sentencing Program, then there's a good possibility, a strong possibility, that person, because they wouldn't comply with the order of the court to work with the Alternative Sentencing Program, that person that doesn't cooperate will go back or will go to jail and serve time in the House of Correction. So we get a report from Nicole Mitchell every month on that. And then we also had the final report from Tom Elliott, a Marine, who is retiring, I think, next Thursday as the superintendent of the Department of Corrections. Tom has done a very good job as the superintendent of the Department of Corrections, especially in light of that he came on board a couple of years after the new correctional facility up there in North Haverhill had come online, but he had been employed as a corrections official for many, many years up there. So he was serving in the old building and then came to serve in the new building, ultimately as the correctional superintendent. So that was the extent of that. But Mr. Elliott is retiring, yes, as of next week. The county commissioners have made arrangements to hire and have offered the position of corrections superintendent to a new person. And to our knowledge, the person has accepted the position. We had some very good applications from a total of 3 people, and it was a tough decision to make. It was a tough decision to make, but we are hoping that this new appointee, superintendent of the Department of Corrections, will be able to come on board very soon. Right now he's on vacation from his position that he presently serves in out of state. But he has indicated that he does want to come to work for Grafton County. But in the meantime, until this new correctional superintendent can come on board, one of our present employees. Captain Kendall, Captain Chris Kendall is going to be the interim superintendent. Captain Kendall has been with the correctional facility in Grafton County for many, many years as well. Very, very excellent person to have in charge. He knows the county correctional facility rules and regulations and physical plant inside and out. And so we're pleased, the commissioners are pleased that he was willing to take on the temporary role of being the superintendent until the new superintendent comes on board. So we thank you, Captain Kendall. Thank you. One of the other items under the commissioner issues was the request of the maintenance department to purchase a new mowing machine, lawnmower. And when Mr. Oakes had been in a week ago and asking for that, we asked Mr. Oakes to go out and try to see if there was another mower out there from another company that we could maybe get for a cheaper price. So Mr. Oakes, complied with our request and went out and did get a second quote from another company, and but the original quote that he had for the first lawnmower, John Deere, got approved because that ended up being cheaper than the second quote that he got. There was an out-of-state travel request from the director of the dispatch center to have he and 4 or 5 of his staff members attend a dispatch conference out, I want to say in the Midwest someplace. So we approved that because he had the money in the budget. He had set money aside for that. So that's kind of what's going on a weekly basis. One of the things that I'm still now going to pursue, based upon a lot of the things that I'm hearing in the news, I am going to once again pursue the farm dock issue. And again, the purpose behind farm dock is to make Grafton County home and jail and house of correction self-sustaining when it comes to food. We spend almost $200,000 a year just feeding the inmates in the house of correction. $200,000 more or less a year just feeding the inmates in the house of correction. We have the cropland. We've over the years we've grown potatoes and winter squash and zucchinis and cucumbers and summer squash and carrots and beets and rutabagas and tomatoes, a whole panoply of vegetables. And we do have some other opportunities for other food sources through the county. And we can also process our own milk there. We have looked into buying a milk processing trailer that would allow the county to make its own milk, coffee creamers, cheese, and butter. So I hope to be reporting back to you on the second try with the farm dock. Farm dock meaning the farm and the Department of Corrections. Again, one of the good things about farm dock is, again, getting the inmates in the house of correction an opportunity to learn about how to grow food, how to take care of cows and pigs and chickens, so that maybe when they go home, they'll be in a position to help provide for their families by growing things in gardens and having cows and pigs and chickens and things like that. So that's my quick report here for this week. I don't know where the time goes, but I want to, again, thank the folks here at PBTV for giving me this opportunity. I really want to thank Commissioner Wendy Piper and Commissioner Martha McLeod for their cooperation with me on the Board of Commissioners. They're a good group to work with, and I wish Superintendent Tom Elliott all the best as he goes out on retirement, and we've been very fortunate to have him. And that's all I've got today to say, other than God bless the Republic of the United States of America. God bless the great Granite State of New Hampshire, and please take care. God bless.